A lot of drama don't they happen for inside the political scene for Nigeria, from the drama where they go on for Kwara State, where EBC people they protest, say why the governor of Kwara State won't give Fulani person in charge of the party, though the one where they happen for River State, and then to the drama behind between for ADC and the gist about Obi and Kwankwaso, so especially or specifically about Kwankwaso working for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, Dr. Katch is here to unpack all of that. Most importantly, the game for inside the ADC, where this one will go, where it go reach, waiting they happen. But not really true. Say Kwankwaso get ulterior motive. Well, you don't say Dr. Katch. One thing we'll go give and credit for inside this platform. Now, from the beginning, when EBC them formed the coalition, Dr. Katch was not so excited. In fact, he stated it here when Peter Obi was about to leave for the ADC. And he said, go follow him, go. Saying no, say the ADC in a northern political party where they aimed at taking power back to the north. And people are now wondering, how is that possible? What's happening? When people be the talk, say, oh, this man, you don't like north. Now, what's making the ground? But now people don't say, is that when you talk, you don't they play out? Because look at the scenario. Peter Obi vex go. What's be Peter Obi vex? He come out, he not talk anything. Now, he unlike the nine contact, say, oh, say they meet Atiku to negotiate with Atiku to talk about, power and primaries. See, Atiku talk, say nobody go fit tell him anything. Say, then form ADC for Impalo, and then say nobody go tell him what to do. And then, the people for inside ADC come, they say, oh, Peter Obi no one primaries. In just one go, no one primaries. Before then, the spokesperson of the ADC, Bolaji Abdullahi, be not talk, say, the ADC no go fit afford direct primaries because the new Electoral Act leave them with two choices, either consensus candidacy or direct primaries. No more indirect primaries where they will get delegates. So, he said they no go fit afford direct primaries because, that means he go conduct election for every ward of every state. And that one did too much for the party. Say they don't get the finances to do that one. But then when Peter Obi leave, he follow for people where they talk, say, Peter Obi no one primaries. They let Mamado talk him, other people talk him. But he not to tell now where Peter Obi don't come out. Amechi don't come enter inside now. As they drag the seats with Atiku Abubakar for the primaries. Next thing, Amechi can say, they try make you do consensus, saying they say, make them face direct primaries. Should be make them do primaries, make them see who win. Now, they say the Mamadu can say, make them allow, make them do consensus because they no get the resources to conduct direct primaries. So people can say, so now no since say, oh, that means indirectly the party was indeed built to give Atiku power. That means to drag power back to the north. Now, what's in mean? Well, I'm not here to talk all of those and more. But maybe we even look at the candidates and we say them they bring. Which of them get ideology? Somebody will be former rep member. Talk today in front of African Television, Independent Television, African Independent Television, AIT. Say among all the politicians them wait day to day. Say not only Peter Obi get ideology. Say the rest of them, they never really get within them get for table or to bring for the country. Now, true be that. Because I don't know whether that's true. Well, all of that and more. Now, waiting Dr. Katch Day here to unpack, give us for inside the show this evening. And it promises to be a power-packed conversation. And then you know the way it always be with Dr. Katch. I will go straight to the conversation so that I go just let Dr. Katch talk all the things we get to talk. And I open the phone line on a calling after this live. Maybe by midnight, I will come back again, make up for give on our updates. Because no go we do updates here together, looking for no waste on our time too much. Welcome to Updates with Precious. Always a pleasure to bring on an update of all the things that happen for inside our country. But before I bring Dr. Katch enter inside here, make I just bass more break, drink water, drop cup, and come back. Good evening. This is now updates with your girl Precious, and as usual, it is sweet my belly to bring on an update of all the things that happen for inside the country. Make a waka go bring our Ogbonge analyst Dr. Katch, make you begin put smart on the matter, the way they ground one by fellow. Dr. Katch, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Precious. I'm really grateful to be here with your audience.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Katch, a lot is happening. You know, I know how to gossip to you very well. You know, I can give you gossip. A lot is happening in Nigeria. Did you see what is happening in APC primaries? They will count 1, 2, 3, 45, 95, 1,000. Now, so they mathematics don't change, APC don't change mathematics. So, how you to make a pick your mind on everything where they go now through all the primaries election. That of the APC, that of the ADC, where would they see the drama between Atiku and Amechi, and then the ones where be say they happen for my state, River State, if you dare mention it, if you want to mention it, and the NDC own them too. What's how you think say the NDC where be say now your candidate party go feel catching on all of this drama when they go on for other political parties, especially the ruling party right now, to you know win their trust. But Mako start with picking your mind on all the drama when they happen for Nigeria, for the political scene. Dr. Katch, you there? Hey, my village people, nah. You can't do that. Today is not the day for you to do this kind of thing. Dr. Katch, please, are you there? Kindly confirm if you are there, please. No way. Today is not that day that would have this issues with our network. I beg you. Oh no. All right. So guys, welcome to the show. Look, we'll just look at picking up a few things so you say they happen for inside our country, Nigeria, sharply. I suppose bring on an update, but as I said earlier, the updates could get to be later when Ibise will don't finish with this conversation. But before then, see if I'm not giving us some kind of gossip, go good too much like this. I say make I report Nigerians to them because I don't like what Nigerians they do. So Nigerians then get mind to the drag our professor Baba Wole Soyinka. What's in Ibise them do them? Did they drag Baba? What's in Baba do? Say Baba enter Okada. What's in make the go even get mind? Drag old man like that. That now waiting people they talk. Say come Nigerians. Oh no elders again no. On a day like this, cool down. They drag old man when no do on anything. Say he enter Okada. What's in your business make you enter Okada? So, footage or videos of Oga Baba Wole Soyinka don't they make the round as Ibi say people talk say he go an event for inside Ibadan. I think for Ibadan or your state where Ibi say after the event he no agree enter in motor. In fact, say according to waiting people talk, say then say in not get 1,500 to fuel 2 of in cars anymore. So the easiest thing to do now to enter Okada. Now people say, is it enough to yab an old man, an elder statesman like that? Why are you people like this? Is that enough reason why you people should be dragging an old man on the streets of social media? Make I show you that video. More and see why you see the same Nigerian social media people don't get respect. So, Dr. Katch, welcome back. Thank you so much. So, before, as you just go, I say make I play a quick video. Make I report Nigerian youths to you. So, that was a video of Baba Wole Soyinka entering Okada. So, then say 1,500 naira fuel. You know, free they buy for in 2 cars again. So, now make you enter Okada for inside the event so you be say go. Is it fair that Nigerian youths are now using it to insult a whole Nobel laureate? Is it good? I'm reporting them to you. Some people don't they talk say every time they criticize every government, they criticize Jonathan, he called Jonathan wife ship of Temos, he insult Jonathan, and then he reach Buhari. He also talk, but he don't reach time for in Kingsman. He don't agree insults in talk like that. Even when they ask and the last time he say Tinubu administration never reach 1 year, and after 1 year he will score or criticize the government. 1 year don't pass, 3 years don't enter like this, so he never still talk. Next thing they can't say they enter Okada, and I make people they use and cost them. Good though. I say make I tell you, sir.
The youths are the biggest drivers of change. The youths are also the binoculars of the nation. And so what the youths do today that the government wants to gag everybody, the youths cannot be gagged. The youths are leading from the front, and we're very happy that the Nigerian youths are up and doing and are very, very organized in regards to participation in awareness creation in regards to our democracy. So I think we should commend these new efforts by the Nigerian youth They, by the way, are the ones driving the changes we seem to have now. The elderly and the political class don't seem to want any change. They pretend as if nothing will ever give way. But we can see things going properly. It's a youth party, YPP, that went to court and
Yes.
got the the ruling because as a youth progressive party, they challenge the pronouncement by INEC seemed to have run foul to the provisions of Nigerian law. So I don't think INEC has that right to set
Oh,
such
okay. You
guidelines.
mean the judgment today where we say court nullify INEC
Yes,
deadline.
INEC
Where the
setting
party still
new deadlines. No, the court insists that it should be left the way it is in the law. INEC should not
Is it that
make.
that is contained in the Electoral Act? So that means in this case now the Electoral Act, sorry, that is contained in the Constitution. So in this case now the Constitution supersede the Electoral Act. Is that what they're saying?
No, what INEC gave are INEC's guidelines.
Okay.
In the laws that govern our elections, there are a particular number of days allowed that people should have from the day of last submission to the day of election. It is properly set out in the law. So what INEC has done unilaterally doesn't seem to have rhymed with the law. And that's why the youths in the Young Progressive Party went to court and got judgment. So if that holds, as I believe it is holding, because a lot of politicians in all political parties are very happy. Don't forget this probably new protocol was designed to favor Tinubu and put other parties in jeopardy. And the idea of non-competitive primaries, I don't think it's good for the democracy. As I speak to you, the previous times of primary will experience a lot of activity, a lot of consultations, a lot of politicking. The politicking will involve people going, engaging printers to print posters. Will even get people to do branding of vehicles to create awareness. In the current system of lack of competition, lack of elections brought about by the so-called consensus allowed in the Electoral Act, it simply means there are no activity, there's no lobbying, there's no competition, and that whatever the governors say in line with, as we have seen, the president instructs, will become final. And then look at the River State. Does it mean there will be no competition there? It shall just be as criminally organized by Mr. Wike. That's not proper in a democracy. The people of River State should be allowed the chance to compete in who governs. It shouldn't just be decided by President Tinubu, allowing what Wike has done, undermining the PDP, running away from the PDP after hearing that his machinations have now come to naught. Of course, Wike has succeeded because his idea was to weaken the PDP so that it does not present a challenge as an opposition party to President Tinubu. So that in its first calculation, he achieved the bullseye on that particular implementation. It's very bad for democracy. And as a consequence of that, River State is just left in, I would say, a very precarious position in this democracy. It's not good that such a very important state is purposely damaged by the presidency by allowing what has been allowed. But then we're watching. We're watching. What we
All right.
see.
All right. So this particular judgment, as you talk now, where YP party carry go court to tell court, say, excuse me, court, please help me comot this thing where be say INEC put for their law. Say make all political parties submit their timetables within 120 days before the election. Make it be said and submit the names of their aspirants within so time and all of that. Now, courts don't come judge against that matter now. Meaning, say most of the aggrieved people for inside this APC primaries will happen now. Feel get right to join any other political party to go challenge their party, their opponents, and will be saying win the ticket. What do you think? What do you think? Say this change, this dynamics now go bring about. What do you think? Say this change go bring for inside this coming politics? Because a lot of people they vex, like a Ned Nwoko and Okowa situation. Like you have plenty places, even Desmond Elliott for inside here, a lot of places. River State are just one of those cases. What do you think will play out after this judgment? That is, if this judgment is not subject to appeal, and then the appeal court no go come drag them till after election before they go pass judgment.
If this judgment stays as it is, you will see more competition in the elections because there are strong politicians and aspirants who may have been cheated at by their governors who were exclusively in control of what.
Apart from my state, they don't give governor the exclusivity to be in control.
No, that's not so. Because your state is not an APC state. So they say, because in all APC states, the governors were allowed their way, that your state was an abnormal state. If you look at the president's intervention, it's the president's intervention that has kept the state in that limbo. So whatever it is, what I would say is, so far so good. The court case has now rekindled hope. So let's see what goes on. Is INEC that will appeal? Okay. It will also study in-house if these things are okay. Don't forget, earlier INEC gave signals about a revalidation of the voters registry exercise. The same protestations like this one also need that in the board on the job. They're beginning to try several things they throw at us. Then legal challenges will not tell you which one will stay or the one that will not stay. So I think we should accept what we're seeing as part of the process. You can see how very much events are being instigated to make it very difficult for members of the opposition. Of course, the opposition members are not properly organized. They have their poison in terms of Atiku Abubakar. He's only just to damage it for the opposition by insisting that there shall be no rules in terms of contest. Of course, there are rules. All parties have unwritten rules about zoning. And that was the crisis that was started in 2013 by the same person, Atiku Abubakar. The campaign for equity started in 2013 by Atiku Abubakar. That's so Atiku Abubakar formed and led the MPDP. He used that caucus to build an alliance with the group led by President Buhari, known as the CPC. Also in that alliance was the group led by President Tinubu, known as ACN. And the alliance also had the group led by uh, Minister Ogbonnayano, AMPP, and then the Abga faction led by Rochas, who then was incumbent governor of Imo State. And these 5 groups coalesced, and the APC was born. This is what it says. So, after the 8 years of Buhari, the argument about equity continued, because at that time, Atiku has petitioned the campaign he started for equity, probably because he wanted to be president, as Buhari took the 8 years meant for people like him from the north. He said no. And that's how his refusal to respect the South after 8 years of the North has been the reason why the opposition has been noticing an implosion in their ranks. So I would say is Achilles' heels. It has really imperiled the opposition. For unity, and when you suffer a lot. So I think we should put this in our mind as we look to tomorrow. Whatever it is, we have seen the true colors of Atiku Abubakar and how he has been negatively impacted in our democracy.
True colors. They try to say the former vice president get different colors.
The true colors of Atiku Abubakar as being negatively impactful on our democracy.
What did he do? How he negatively impacts her? Hey, network. Hey. Oh, our village people. They're not gonna let us hear this. So, can you hear me, sir? So you were talking about a perceived true color of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and how he has negatively impacted democracy.
Yes, no one else has negatively impacted democracy like Mr. Atiku Abubakar in our country. It was this particular impact he had once he formed a caucus called MPDP, pulled out of the PDP, and that was how President Goodluck Jonathan suffered that implosion and lost the presidency. That is a feel of Atiku's impact on our democracy. He has sustained that when he now, after 8 years of northern rule by President Buhari, Atiku still engineered implosion that split the PDP. Of course, the PDP is the largest opposition party in the country. Atiku's refusal to allow for zoning of the presidency to the south is the reason. The presidency was also zoned to the south by the APC, and that's how President Tinubu emerged as a candidate of the APC at the last presidential election.
So now that Atiku and Amechi are loggerheads now in the ADC with Hayatuddin, and the party they insist they go fit only get consensus candidate because they don't have what it takes to conduct a direct primaries. They don't get that finances. What do you think go play out, especially with Amechi's insistence?
I will tell you that the camps and the caucuses, what you call parties, have not yet been fully formed. So we're still watching. With the court judgment, of course, you see what will happen. And I expect they will continue what they're doing and probably become fully ready after the court judgment and disposed. I have no doubts the win in court by the YPP has opened a brand new vista for the courts and very, very likely to impact our election. This particular judgment will impact the elections.
All right, sir. So let's go straight to some of the things so APC people they talk about, and we would like make you help us speak to this conversation. Yesterday, somebody for inside the spokesperson of the Kano State government come out, come talk, say Kwankwaso, you don't talk a lot of things about Peter Obi in the past and all that. That Kwankwaso does not believe in an Eastern candidate. That is an Igbo candidate. So they see them as people will be saying and then kill. And then commits, then be Biafra people would agitate for Biafra, and that there is no way Kwankwaso would work with Peter Obi, making it look like Kwankwaso is deceiving Peter Obi, and Kwankwaso is Tinubu's friend and is still working for Tinubu. Kwankwaso affirmed that he is indeed Tinubu's friend. But make I take Kwankwaso's feedback because he responded to this conversation in the big talk. Make I see that feedback we be saying give very quickly.
But have you seen some persons who have said that you are working for Bola Tinubu? Have you heard that?
Well, I think only foolish people will believe that. They have been saying, especially when we are in NNPP. Now, at least they will realize we are very serious people. I don't think.
You're not working for Bola Tinubu?
I don't think even common sense will tell you we are working for anybody. We are working for NDC. Our blueprint is there for everybody to see what we intend to do, ranging from tackling the insecurity to the level, to the issue of education, the infrastructure for all the countries, including water supply, electricity, roads, and so on and so forth. So, and of course, tackling the issue of corruption, because it has been our problem right from independence to date, and somebody has to come and address that. And I can tell you, anybody from Kano would tell you that we have tackled the issue of corruption head on, to the extent that we never had anything like security votes. We never had anything like payments in cash. We started e-payment, not federal government, not any other state. We started it in Kano during my first term. And modernizing almost everything. Many people believe, and I also believe them, that our government, or I, my humble self, is the architect of modern Kano. All the underpasses, all the flyovers, all dualized roads, street lights, and all sorts of things, bridges to link up towns and villages, of course, hospitals, and more importantly, education. We established 2 universities, Kano University of Science and Technology in 2000, and Northwest University in 2012.
Right. Senator, the last time Peter Obi was on the ballot, he had a lot of difficulties in getting votes in the northwest and in the northeast of the country. And of recent, we've heard some persons say that Kwankwaso is popular in Kano. Are you popular across the north? And how will you help Peter Obi get votes in the northeast and in the northwest of Nigeria?
I wouldn't be here and start telling you or our viewers that I'm popular. I think it's up to the people there to judge. We are just in the field. We are working very hard. We are trying to convince the people, even those who are going to tell lies, trying to take advantage of this, our few or differences in the country, which should be our strength. We are working on that, and I'm happy to say that we are very lucky that from now to January 16th, we have about 8 months.
It's enough time.
Enough time, really. Those who are telling lies, the lies will come out. Those who are consistent, those who are telling the truth, and those who are serious, those who are credible, people will identify them.
Right, you don't hear Waiting in Talk. One of the things I like about Waiting in Talk now, the fact that unlike, just like you mentioned before, that Atiku Abubakar has never spoken about the insecurity or spoken about how he will address the insecurity in the country. You see, Kwankwaso clearly stated that out, and that's one of the important things we say him and Peter Obi address. And of course, the fact that he also did mention education, where a lot of people they barely talk about, he mentions that too, amongst other things. But let me let you respond to that accusation before you go ahead to respond to every other thing he said.
What you need to understand, the accusation is just politicians trying to throw mud at each other as a way to, diminish such a person's status in society. It also helps to warn politicians to be careful what they say. Things you say about somebody could be used sometime in future against you. And our politics, the politicians don't have any ideology. So the reasons why people are running to Peter Obi is for a very long time. Somebody who seems to have principle and ideology is actually on the horizon. And that's why they're going for him. It's very different. But I would want to advise Nigerians to forget those petty talks, trying to throw stone. I understood the mood. They all abandoned Kwankwaso and ran to Tinubu, thinking that was a way to cut him to size in Kano. Well, he did exactly what he should have done in 2023 when I went to his house at off Kasinala Crescent in Maitama. When I was sent and I got there and I spoke to him and he just would not. But I understood at that time he was under pressure from some people not to work with us. We took it in good stead. I reported next day to Peter. And when
Go and check your sister. Tell her that I said she should do what she has to do and come to bed.
So I don't think people should worry too much about all those trying to impugn the character and person of Senator Kwankwaso. I think people should just listen to the good message from the ticket, forget about what other people say about him. Yes, I hear them say he's working for Tinubu. It's not true. He knows this is a national stage. He can't afford to undermine himself and credibility in this way. That's not true. So I don't think they should believe him. I think all politicians who aspire for every position should be taken seriously because all aspirations are legitimate.
All right. So you just believe, say, this thing are just pure propaganda to use, perhaps deter people and spoil their mind during this political season. Are we saying you think?
You will hear worse. You will hear, look, they will go much lower. This is just, they're being polite. They're just gentle, just telling you, oh, he's a Tinubu's friend. That's nothing wrong with that.
No, but he acknowledged that Tinubu is his friend. He acknowledges during an interview that Tinubu is his very good friend. But that, however, he's not working for him.
Tinubu is my friend, but I'm not for his camp during this election. Of course, you can take that, the fact that I and a lot of politicians, we are friends. We've been friends when we're all together in the same party. We've been friends when we're all together in the same places, sharing spaces together and all that. It does not mean that we would not have different camps. Whenever you see the fight, that's why allow them to be free. In regards to the judgment today, you see a lot of them who were in APC jump tomorrow morning into NDC. That's the nature of Nigerian politics. So I think we should stop trying to kill a man because of where he was yesterday. Our politics right now at the beginning does not play with ideology. They simply are looking for platforms to use to contest elections. And that's what it is. That's what it is.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anthony Johnson, for the super chat. I appreciate you, Anthony. Thank you so much. All right. So let's go straight to ideology and the candidacy. I was telling people yesterday, say, I get a problem with the politicians not marketing their reasons and their options to us. We need to hear what's in the BC then get to tell us. Now, here's a former House of Rep guy talking about comparing P2B with other aspirants and why in thinks now only I'm getting an ideology. I don't know. I don't expect him not to agree, but I'd like you to buttress on
the parties don't have any ideologies, but the individual P2B has. And the best we could have done is to have maybe independent candidacy That would have been easier. So in that way, we say, okay, we now can identify with the individual's ideology and maybe follow. But if the National Assembly cannot do that, I pursued it when I was there. I was part of the Constitutional Review Committee, and we pursued all that. But
for independent candidates?
Yes, most of our colleagues didn't want it. I remember one person saying somebody did not even print any poster, but bought the form to the political party and took her to court. And they had to go and start settling and all that. That if we do independent candidacy, it will be a problem and all that. But that was your experience. We are talking about the country. So that was the challenge with most of my colleagues. They are looking at their peculiar challenge. But look at the big country. So, as long as we don't have that, I will say the political parties do not have ideologies. So what should we do? I believe Peter Obi is the only person for now that I can recognize that has the code to reset this country, Nigeria. He has exemplified that by his way of life. He has been investigated and nobody can find anything on him. And I look at the young people. So why don't you key into this vision and let's see where we can take the country to? Not running around with these geriatrics and all that. So for me, whatever, the day Peter Obi says he's quitting politics, that's it. He's going to do 4 years in NDC. The day he's finishing, I'm out of there. I want to go to the Senate. The day Peter Obi is finishing his 4 years in office, I'm also leaving.
You leave politics too?
Well, I may not leave politics, but I would not probably be running for office.
I agree with what he said. And why do you agree?
You say,
do you agree with what he said? And why do you agree?
What who said?
The former House of Rep guy who just spoke about Peter Obi. He said no political party from inside Nigeria get ideology.
Yes.
But say Peter Obi as an individual, and the only person we don't prove say he gets an ideology, and in believe say the day when he say he go leave, now the day he go leave.
I agree. When I heard it yesterday, I was impressed because he was just saying what all of us knew. Look, the draw Peter Obi has that makes the youth follow him is that ideological integrity. He has it. So you could pursue the times, you can look at what he has done, look at his consistency in donating towards the education of the girl child. That is an ideological play. Others in Nigeria don't do that. When Peter Obi visited the refugee camp, that's an ideological positioning to show the country that he is against the genocide going on by the Fulani militias. But you saw the other candidates like Atiku and Tinubu, they don't want to offend those behind the killings. They didn't want to offend the Shegumis of this world. The Peter Obi traveled to the IDP camp. He is the only politician running for president that has traveled to an IDP camp. Ask yourself, why is it so? So that's why you saw the Middle Belt supports him. So those who talk of the North should understand that the North is where most of the killings are happening. And nobody told those people that they have rights over the lives of those people who are being killed. These are Nigerians. And we have every right to be very, very, very upset and unease whenever Nigerians are killed anywhere. And that's why I commend Peter Obi for being the only one who has been consistently to several IDP camps to go and show displaced Nigerians who have been removed from their land in a government program to gain land to resettle refugees come from other countries. We don't support that. And we support that the people, the Nigerians so displaced, should be taken back to their indigenous lands and their villages and be resettled and protected from the marauding behavior of these jihadists.
All right, sir. So the reason I asked that question is because some people think, see, the way things don't do for Nigeria now, I say the country no they redeemable again. they're possible. So if you, from your analysis and what you talk, do you think Nigeria is even still redeemable in a way where it be say good day governable for a Peter Obi to fit make any kind of change when one make with how decay? Remember that this decay is
I think
not be question of waiting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu starts now. General thing we don't stay for long. The in-depth corruption we don't eat in the fabric of every parasitic, in fact, to every individual face to face, and then with the insecurity, see what's going to happen for your state. So, do you think that come 2027, that no matter who wins the election, that the person can even manage this country?
this country's problem is the refusal of several participants on the way forward and the insistence by the Fulani that we should allow the laws the way they were organized by the soldiers. That's the only thing that is undermining strong and serious superstructural, resets in our country. And I think that's where this problem is. So the fact that it has become an issue and people have woken up to it because people were docile before now. So the sudden wake up from slumber we've seen across the country, I think, is what I will tell you gives me some kind of confidence. And you know why I say so? The country will collapse if those who have been saying no refuse to budge. There is no doubt about it. The answer to your question is I believe the country will collapse if we refuse to do what we should do. Because our problem is, since the British left and the Fulanis who were doing the job on behalf of the British, which they now use to gain advantages, are refusing for a dissolution of the old military era decrees and laws, which seem very unworkable. So I think the biggest part of our problem is our docility. Docility is the reason Nigeria has gone to the dogs. We're now being described as a failed nation soon to disintegrate. The Americans understand it. If the Islamists have so considered Nigeria so freely available for them that they will now be sending to Nigeria or leaders of ISIS, Al Qaeda, Boko Haram, all sorts of terrorist organizations find Nigeria as a welcoming base. Why? Terrorism sponsors got into government under the Buhari administration. A lot of them are still in government. And Tinubu has not shown the political will to be very decisive with them. No matter what Tinubu does, you hear Sheikh Gumi speak openly. That's a terrorism sponsor. People like him are fixated in the political space. They are there sewn into the web of the political superstructure. There's nothing Tinubu can do if he doesn't start reining in on such persons. Because you're doing one thing and Gumi is there praising the terrorists, telling them that the terrorists are his followers, his brothers, they're his children, shouldn't touch them. That's what damages the ability of the presidency of Nigeria to own the political will to deal decisively with terrorism. So since there are sponsors of terrorism who seek to use violence to seize control of Nigeria simply because their return to democracy is a return to competition for power. And they think the only way they can win that power is by setting up violent militias, which they now will use to seize land in places and then dominate those lands as political spaces to generate votes for them whenever they want, easily without competition. This is very fraudulent and should not be allowed to sustain. But of course, now we've woken up. That's what I say. It is said in our language, in our adages, that whenever a man wakes up, it's his morning. So I think this is Nigeria's morning. Why do I say this? The terrorism that has torn the country apart, we saw it from afar. And we were so docile, we couldn't calibrate a response to it. By the time the world were telling us we are sinking, we even have a government that was in denial until the Americans came here by force and landed foot from the US military battalions on Nigerian soil. And today Nigeria is an occupied space, occupied by the army of the United States. So it's a very, very interesting scenario. It has never happened before in Nigeria's history that the foreign power or the magnitude of the United States should geopolitically calculate to come into Nigeria to save those it claims are being killed in a religiously instigated genocide, which I agree. So whatever got us that low is actually the kicker. Whatever got us that low is the kicker.
All right. So you see what's going to happen for inside all your states. The defense headquarters, for instance, don't talk, say no terrorist camps or cells across the entire Southwest. What does that mean? Meanwhile, this not be the first time where they don't kidnap people for inside the South generally, including for Shagamu here where they near us. The forest around Shagamu. People don't they wouldn't kidnap. Where be say they find them. They talk about the activities of the terrorists for as near and close by as Shagamu. For the defense headquarters to talk say no terrorist cells. The ones where they operate things, where they collect ransoms, including one young man who appeared for one honest butch podcast. We talk about how they use pay ransom for them and all that. Please, which part of the forest were they from? Nobody saying Southwest. What's your reaction to that?
The army.
Yes, sir.
The army that colluded with these terrorists cannot be trusted. Remember,
army colluded with them?
Yes. The army colluded with the terrorists. Remember, General Danjuma said that me and you don't have better source of defense intelligence than General T.Y. Danjuma. He said it publicly at a time when villagers were talking of how the army was colluding with the terrorists. They will tell the army of impending attacks. The army will know, but the army will look elsewhere. And when you interrogate them, they will tell you that they were instructed not to stop the attacks. They were asked not to intervene, that they should not intervene in a policy called do not engage until you hear express directive and permission from the political hierarchy in Abuja, from the Ministry of Defense. So that's part of how the Fulani militias so destroyed the country. We thought they were invisible. They were never invisible. It was due to that policy of do not engage. So our soldiers wouldn't engage. The Fulani militias just had an easy way with other things. And the Fulani militias started killing people, taking land, which was wrong. The army did nothing. Instead, the army is even telling people do not report killings. That the killings, when reported, according to them, politicians tell them it doesn't look good on the politicians in power, that the army has not been able to arrest this violence across the country by Fulani militiamen. So I don't really believe what they say, no. And then the same army that claimed to have killed us, remember, in 24, and now we're hearing last week he was all killed again. So don't tell me things about this army. I know them pretty well. I don't believe they are right.
It's very true. Same here, you never talk since after that US strike. Waiting, you think say that US strike this and not be just the only strike we don't happen recently. After that strike, they don't also help or in conjunction with Nigerian army conduct other strike recently. What do you think that means?
That was why I said some time ago on your station that the US have come. They have come. And that the strategies are long term and that we should not despair. The fact that they have come is a good thing. It may not be fast for people, but their presence will actually arrest a Fulani war, no doubt. I have always been optimistic about what they will do once they come here, and now they are here. I think I'm not surprised. I am at the successes we've had. They are slow, but you can imagine the quality of success when ISIS #2 in its chain of command is killed in Nigeria. So all these things are possible. What if it's possible that there were people in the army who wave this kind of lies, claim a terrorist had been killed when he's not been killed?
So that means the terrorism done they so bad for Nigeria where be say ISIS is going to employ the services of a Nigerian born person.
They located the man.
Okay.
And then took him out. They located him. Don't forget, it takes strong counterintelligence to pinpoint this terrorist. So the Americans got him and got the Nigerians to participate in the proper and final killing of the ISIS second in commander, who has now come to live in Nigeria. How can Nigeria? Why should Nigeria? How come Nigeria is suddenly a safe haven for the terrorists of the world? We shouldn't allow that to happen. We should continue to cooperate and work together with our American friends and allies to uproot terrorists from Nigeria. Make sure Nigeria is not turned into a safe haven for these terrorists.
Okay, all right. Make I take a few things so we say the US react, how the news react to this conversation. And one of the things we Donald Trump do after this conversation, after the strike, now say he play a video of Oga Dachumo, Reverend Dachumo, and then when you know that video of Dachumo in the grave, where he say he then inside grave, they call for Trump help. He played that he uploaded that video on his Twitter, or he tweeted with the video for Inside in Truth Social. And people come they talk, say, is this him subtly calling attention to anything concerning Nigeria? Why at this time, just after that strike, Trump go want to make that kind of statement by tweeting about, in fact, I know say you don't hear that video of that Chuma where they cry, say, Trump, we need your help. Apart from him, other people don't do recently where they call Trump help too. But make a quickly take show you the video, make you see what they talk about.
Look at it today. Is there any Muslim here? United Nations, I know you're watching it. American Senate, you are watching what I'm doing, I'm saying here. Special advisor to Trump. Now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians. If they say they kill Muslims, Muslims are being killed. By who? By Muslims.
All right, sir. What do you think is the implication of Trump using his hand to post this video and tweeting?
Simple. He's just trying to share. Let the Pentecostal base in the US understand that he's not forgotten things that mean a lot to them. All that is doing to calibrating it towards the midterm elections. So it shows you he has not taken away his focus. Iran didn't make him to forget the crisis in Nigeria. And we pray that he continues like this to focus more on his work in Nigeria so as to stop these killings that has been going on. You can see it has suddenly escalated in the southwest, Oyo. We're talking about Oyo. We're talking also about Imo. So it's everywhere. And that's why I've kept saying that a threat to peace anywhere in Nigeria is a threat to the security of the Nigerian state. No Nigerian should be comfortable when things are this bad. I commend the efforts of those who sensitize the world by bringing out these stories. I also commend the efforts of members of our security services who have suffered so much because of the lethargy of policymakers and the way they have forced soldiers to stay hands. That's why a lot of them who participated in it, I never forget them and their roles in allowing this insecurity to have persisted so long. Now that we've woken up to face it head on with the help of international community led by the United States, who are now currently intervening to make Nigeria safer, I commend their efforts. I thank them. And I beg all Nigerians to support the work of the United States in our country.
Okay. Why would they say they talk about the security and the US they put hand again for inside of your city, see what happen for the not be for the first time. I mean, for front of children where they kidnap, then behead somebody for Yoruba land. You know where those things that happen before now for inside south north, but this time around now for inside southwest. Carry cut them and then they show them this thing. Don't they? It's alarming. What's it to say? You mean especially Sunday Bohodon, bring out in 15 man, 50,000 security troop and all that. But the fact that this kind of mayhem and this level of atrocity, rather, feel they committed for southern Nigeria. Dr. Katch, what should we fear next? And
There's
what should the
nothing to be,
Nigerian government do by now that they are not doing?
they should put more efforts and make state police a reality. That's all. That's nothing to do. We have discussed on how to end it. We have set protocols in motion to achieve it. We should now complete it and announce the state police. Let the local people go out there, get armed, which I have seen. I'm very impressed with the quality of weapons that were acquired by a lot of governors for the community policing efforts. I'm very, very impressed. So I think governors should embrace the community policing, and that's all. Because I have seen governors provide AK-47 for a lot of their people. These Fulani militias, they carry very sophisticated weapons. So the least we can give our people will be automatic weapons. They need it. The war is serious. The problem of the Fulani militias is real, and we shouldn't pretend as if they don't kill. They kill. They seek land. And you can see how they are humiliating people. Can you imagine in Oyo beheading a teacher? What has the school got to do? You see why we should also arrest and prosecute the Fulani leaders who come on national media to come and quote stories and cite all sorts of misleading positions. These people that they are not able to control, they don't mean well for Nigeria. Killing our people, beheading a headmaster. What kind of message do you send? you take the head of a school and you behead them. What for? Why? It's sad. You don't like education. Okay? It's sad. Our problems are really big, and we need to find the political will to do the right thing.
That political will where you talk today might be one of the challenges where people they talk about, because more people see they talk. This is an elderly woman today where they call, they cry, they call for the same Donald Trump, make it can't help Nigeria. But is that the solution to our problem? That's what many Nigerians they ask.
Yes. Our problems cannot be solved by Nigerians internally. No. Nigeria is a conquered space. Look at the kind of democracy we're now having. Cartel democracy. How can you be running a cartel democracy?
You say it's a cartel democracy we have now. Why do you say so, sir?
Because that's what it is, just a cartel. A cartel will make sure only them, their families, their children, the poor people can just be told lies. Even if they vote, their votes don't count. This is cartel. Only cartel, their member, the family. Look at how much of their children they are putting in. You see, they rule you, their children come and rule you, they bring more of their family people, and then put everybody away. That's a cartel thing. You know, them now, members of the cartel, have become the new oligarchy. It is very sad, and we shouldn't allow this to happen. This is wrong. This is wrong.
All right, let me play that her video, then I get back to you.
Donald Trump! Don't sleep, oh! Come and help us and deliver Nigeria to two. Let Hausa Fulani go! Yoruba and Igbo go! Please, oh, we need you. We are suffering. We are suffering. This Fulani and Hausa, they are disappointed. Yes. Yes, we need you. Thank you. I know that you will come and help us. God will help you. Thank you very much.
This is sad, though, Dr. Katch. This is sad. A situation where a country, citizens of a country don't be so helpless that an old woman like this, go they cry, they call on another country president to come help us, believing, say, the rescue and the safety we will get lie in the hands of another country president instead of our president. And waiting they hurt a lot of people pass, according to waiting people they talk. Now, the seeming nonchalance of our government for the things that really happen. This happened in your soil, and the president never think of making reach southwest, go visit, see what thing they happen. Others on the also talk, say, why did it have to happen just after Seyi Makinde declare intention to run for presidency? What thing they go on? Let me ask you, say, what do you think say government needs to do differently? Because if any other person comes, it may also not stop the killing. But what they go need to do differently to show, say, them they're more empathetic to the plight of the people, and then to also help nip this thing.
There is no way to preach about a new approach. You know, they lie to you when they're having some success. Pressure is put on them, and then they start singing like mad people. How can Nigeria start in the middle of a war that the people who are killing soldiers and killing Nigerians are their brothers? That you should treat them like the prodigal son. These people are not Nigerians. No, they are not. They are foreigners who seek accommodation in Nigeria. The problem that started the crisis was there was no land to give them. The land Buhari promised them, he couldn't get himself to give them. That's why you saw them patching places, their families staying from one place to the other. And that was why they now embrace violence, by using violence through ethnic cleansings of indigenous communities, especially where there's water. That's why you see they are going to Benue. Why will Muslims want to go to Benue? Why would Muslims want to go to Taraba? These people just want the land. They want the land because Taraba, Benue, Plateau, Kaduna, South, they have water, they have land, they have beautiful soil. They get sun every day and they have humidity. So that's the kind of atmosphere that those who not think that they must seize people's land because they need grass and water for their cattle. That's why they now want to take those lands by force. That's the reason the Middle Belt, the Benue Valley, most especially, the Mambila Plain, are in the eyes of these violators, of these criminals who think that they can dispossess indigenous people of their land with a complacent government as partner of this particularly bad people.
All right, sir. Okay, Nigerians, phone lines are open. Please do want to jump in on the conversation. 0817-029-4077. Or you click on the link on the pinned post and it will bring you straight into the studio. Now, speaking about the atrocious activities of these people, now, I think the most recent interview where Shegumi get and waiting in talk about them. Take it, take a
They are under pressure to fight government that has helicopters, is bombarding us. So you remove the pressure, the need for the money is there. When you go there, you don't see any luxurious life. You don't see any luxurious life at all. They are living in huts. They have nothing. They drink sometimes from the stream. So I don't think we can say that they are used to a luxurious life that they won't live it. Actually, they don't even know it with all the money they get.
Sheikh, like you said, they are under pressure. Government is bombarding them, and according to what you say, they are saying that it looks like they're under attack. So maybe they're acquiring weapons to protect themselves. But then again, if the pressure is that much, why don't they renounce banditry? And are they also considering the lives of those that they are also taking, and the lives of people that they are also making, unlivable?
Okay, you see, if they leave banditry, they will have source of financing their war machine. The question you ask, why are they fighting them? You see, the herdsman has gone through a lot of hardship. No government has really actually sat down to see into their plight, to modernize them, to even spend anything. Not one kobo of our Nigerian budget goes to them. And now...
Okay, so by explanation, Nigerian budgets suppose get allocation for people will be the bandits monthly. Dr. Katch, is that an ideal thing for a government to do, to get allocation for people will be terrorists monthly? Because na part of what they be saying in the agitate for. Say no one cover of our budgets where they cover them.
Well,
I don't know whether Nigerian budgets cover you because you don't cover me.
No, well, what they meant, they wanted their terrorists to be put in the budget. The same
As
way
what,
that, well, they think that in the Niger Delta, during the crisis about the destruction of the environment of Niger Delta by crude oil exploiters and all, and they also should have their own criminals looked after by the state, and the criminals should have their protections embedded in the budget so that they be paid money. This is just their thoughts, their mindset. This is their idea, what they think their place should be in Nigeria. I think because we kept quiet, a lot of Nigerians were actually docile. They didn't want to offend political friends, and look at where we are. Look at where we are. Look at where we are.
Okay, make a bring in TY Danjuma. TY Danjuma, good evening and welcome. Nigerians phone lines are still open 0817 029. Okay, so on another number, I'm not gonna call them, or you follow the link on the pin posted to bring you straight into the studio. Now, here are a few things Riley Moore said reacting to the recent bombardment. Make I just play two of them to you. One, my previous interview.
The United States and Nigerian forces recently carried out a joint operation, killing a senior Islamic State commander in Nigeria. Now, the president has alleged that Nigerian Christians are being targeted. Why does this joint military operation happen? What does it all mean for the future of U.S. involvement there?
Well, we've been involved now for close to a year, and this has been on and off, though, since prior to 2015, as you remember the emergence of Boko Haram during that time period. President Trump designated Nigeria a country of particular concern, myself and others refocusing the administration's attention to that, which happened October 31st of last year. And in that announcement, President Trump tasked me personally to go investigate this issue of Christian persecution, Christian genocide in Nigeria, which is what I did. I traveled to Nigeria with my colleagues from the Appropriations Committee and put together this report that we presented to the White House with a number of key recommendations on how we can try to protect those populations that are suffering at the hands of Islamic radical terrorists. So this is something that the president is acutely focused on, as he should be, and so am I. And I think many around the country are. I just a couple hours ago walked out of church to be on television here with you, and I heard from many people, thank you for focusing on this issue. So I think it's something that's near and dear.
Congressman Riley Moore, West Virginia, introduced the resolution that put the persecution of Christians in Nigeria on the congressional record. He's been on the issue when nobody else was, and he joins me now. Congressman Moore, welcome. What do you make first over the strikes over the weekend, important strikes to save some Christian lives in Nigeria? You've been calling for this for a long time, right?
I have. Thanks, David. And thank you for continuing to talk about this topic at your network, which many have ignored this. So thank you all so much for continuing to cover it. This can't be understated. This is the number 2, not just ISIS in Nigeria. This is number 2 of ISIS globally, who was just taken out. So ISIS has shifted into the Sahel region around the Lake Chad region, around that basin there, and this is where they've started to set up shop. Now, they recently put an edict out to Christians in the northern part of that country where this terrorist was killed, and it said convert or die or pay the tax. That was the option for the Christians who were living there. Now, he has been running a lot of these kidnapping operations. He was also the head financier. He was handling all the finances, rather, for ISIS around the world globally. So taking this bad guy off the battlefield along with his top lieutenants is certainly, I think, sending a very strong message, but it's also saving Christian lives, which is why we're in this to begin.
Right, so we don't hear the latest reaction from the U.S. congressman, where APC Donald Trump put in charge of this entire issue. Dr. Katch, sir, he said that this sends a very strong signal. Al Manukin, actually person in charge of the finances and all of those things concerning ISIS. Make her take your reaction quickly before I begin take calls.
I think it's a good thing that the terrorist was taken out in Nigeria. That's alarming to hear that they've all retired to Nigeria, and that could be a reason why Nigeria has become a new battlefield. I think it's sad, it is bad, but I commend those who collaborated to eliminate the terrorists. I pray that more eliminations are carried out this way. Of course, not everybody that likes it, Shegumi and people with him, and the politicians who are also patrons of these terrorists will not be happy, but this is the right thing to do. Take them out. Find a political way to go after them. Heaven will not fall.
Thank you. Thank you, Tiwa Danjuma. You're welcome. The flagship, you're welcome. Good evening. Go ahead, Tiwa Danjuma.
Greetings, precious. Greetings, Dr. Katch.
Thank
you very much. I think that's MC, right?
Yes.
Yeah, greetings.
Yes.
Greetings, viewers. Precious, there are people who are angry with you.
What did I do?
They say you haven't mentioned anything about Arsenal.
Ah, it's a lie. The day where Arsenal win that match, that day, go I did there. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Who won that day and announced it that Arsenal has won the Premier League after 22 years, the English
Okay.
Premier League after 22 years? I said that now. I mean, what does Arsenal have to do with this conversation? I do.
Arsenal fans, they here now. Arsenal fans, they for this platform.
They don't see me say I be Arsenal fan by association. I'm an Arsenal fan. I beg go. Not let business people what they do business with pushing me for business. So I beg go. I beg. Dr. Katch, I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan. I'm sorry if I didn't celebrate you guys.
I unfortunately I am an Arsenal fan.
Hey.
And I have stayed while in London. I was in East London, and I became an Arsenal fan during that period because every time in Islington, I just walk off to go watch the Arsenal people play.
At the Emirates?
I have become their people. Secondly, Arsenal is a team today with the largest number of Nigerians in its A team. So if you notice, that winning team had 3 Nigerians in it, if not more. And that I commend Arsenal. I do commend them. A lot more in their training school, in their junior academy.
I been not vexed. See why we on a day they do this meeting when they gossip me like this. Say I not celebrating. So you people have another meeting outside this meeting. I will probe that meeting. Why are you people like this? Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Pardon me. I don't know say you don't because now.
But that day that the match, I mean, I just said it on the side because I was reading headlines and I mentioned it and I moved on.
Okay, good.
Ahead.
You have to mention it often and often because now what way they give some of us joy.
So I go mention it for till another 22 years, no problem.
Now
another 22 years.
All this bad news over they hear, they make us they give jobs to our boys and they show to Nigeria international.
Make on pray, make on win the Champions League. Now that one now would they pray for. Make it also happen.
Just wait now, you go see.
You're on the way to getting that. All right, no problem.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Dr. Katch, thank you. Always enjoy your views and your history of what's happening in Nigeria. Very, very forthright, fearless. So I thank you. Now, with this new judgment by the court, because I think it now totally dismisses what the fraudulent electoral law, amendment to the electoral law where these politicians concoct together, hoping that it will be in their benefit. Now that has been thrown overboard by the court, what's your reading now of the situation? Because I am thinking that there will now be those of them that has been disgraced out from their parties, particularly APC. Now they have a lifeline to move and take shelter under maybe ADC, NDC, and so on and so forth. Or swell the ranks of the opposition. What do you think will be the implication of this action following this APC sham American Wonder primaries? Thank you. Well, APC refused to do primaries. They insisted on what they called consensus.
They do primaries, though. You don't see the primaries, sir. You don't see the ones where they count people, sir. They counted, though. Should I play some for you?
Those things are not primaries.
Why you just smile?
When you see them make count 1, 2, 5, 10, 70, 200. That's not primary. You know what it is.
Okay.
It just mocks the democracy. And what can we say? So All we're saying is we're challenged,
Hmm.
and that challenge has become very manifest in different way. We've been talking, I told you before on this particular program channel that my fear is there may be no election. And we're politely getting there. I said that I doubt if the election there'll be election.
Why do you
What
say
we're
that,
now
sir?
having, well, because of the extreme case that we finally got to. Now we have a class of people who didn't actually win the election. They used violence to bring themselves to power. Now, subjected to proper election, they're now arranging all these acrobatics to make sure they stifle competition and eliminate any contest. It's not the best for the country. Those who didn't know, who were goaded into supporting it at the initial stages, being a party man, a lot of them are affected by it. So it just tells you, be careful. Be careful for the kind of plan you set and trap you set for other people. You may just be caught in it. And that's what's going on. Nobody is happy in the APC. No, they are not. I know that because I interact.
How can you say so? Including people that won the primaries are also not happy. So they're just managing.
Listen. Those who won the primaries, they know that things are not proper. The strategy of caging people, look, and you do primary, no printing of materials, nothing. No campaigns, nothing. No consultations, nothing. No, there's nothing like all those printing used to see, everything that elections with, it didn't go. No branding of cars, no consultation of people telling you they want to run, they seek your support. No. It is the minute the governor says it's okay, you're gone. And that's what it is. So my suspicion is, because nature abhors vacuum, that those who lost internally in the APC will actually become the real crusaders for change, as their entrapment will now force them to understand that they also participated in this arrangement that was done exclusively just to favor Tinubu. But it has now emasculated the party in a way that the party is so afraid. They're asking everybody to bring all the sheets to Abuja, and only I will look at them and make pronouncements on results. That's why you've not seen any attempt by a party to publish. The way it is, bring everything to Abuja. Let us see where we can make amendments, where we can carry people along.
Wait, are you insinuating that the primaries is rather conducted by Tinubu now? They decide who go come since Tinubu?
What I'm telling you is what's going on right now across the country. A lot of people were damaged, and you're going to see Abuja intervene to bring peace in a lot of quarters. That's what you see.
Hey,
but it's so brutalized, damaged down the middle, and don't forget, if there's a large-scale crisis in such a party as a ruling party, it goes to threaten security and also undermine the system. So I think we should allow them handle this issue themselves. I have no doubts they will know how to handle it, and we can see some semblance of peace and order in the political space.
All right, see why Danjuma, you done? Go ahead.
Somebody's asking me why don't we talk about our local teams, because I mentioned Arsenal.
We love all of them now. We love them. I'll be Dolphin now. I'll be Dolphin
our
fan.
local teams are fine. There is nothing wrong with me talking about Mercedes.
I've been at Port
Even
Harcourt
if though
United,
in my
Rivers
village,
United.
even if though in my village they manufacture Volkswagen, nothing stops me from talking about Mercedes.
All right, so go ahead, Tiwa Danjuma, please.
Like that. The other question I want to ask you is again, looking at ADC right now. What there's the task is huge, you know, to build the party. Just barely about 90 days, 90 days now. They've done fairly well. 17 lawmakers, 17 members of House of Rep, about 3 senators, and quite a lot of politicians, ex-governors, and so on and so forth. But in terms of building the necessary structures across board over the nation, what are you going to be saying to ADC 1 and 2? There is this view that Obi, for instance, needs a very strong media outfit to help deal with some of the issues like the attacks and, you know, to actually sell him, not only locally, but also outside the country. Because, to counter the propaganda of the ruling party, you know, they may not be able to match them, but there is this view, very strong view that, you know, we should not be doing it by himself. Once in a while, maybe he can come out and say 1 or 2 things, but he should have a media team that will, you know, counter some of the false views and things they've been saying about to be trying to demarket Obi, you know. How do you react to that?
I will tell you, Obi doesn't have a problem. Those of us who feel that there are some gaps should volunteer and start doing work to fill that gap. Obi's movement is a people's driven movement. It's an organic animal. People who believe in it, like you, should start doing something to fill in the gap you've seen that is leaking. That's the best I can tell you. If you go back to history, you will see that at the beginning, these problems were there. But as time went by, we filled in those gaps and the movement ran very well. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let those who want to use propaganda and lies start. It shall be knocked down as the process takes a life of its own. I think these are just early days. And that's not a problem. I'm not worried about it. We're doing well. We're doing well.
I personally get particular concern. I'll be one of those who raise that concern, no, but maybe I could just leave him for another day. People say there's a reason why he is a presidential candidate. So he shouldn't be the one running his media correspondence personally, even though he can do that once in a while. But these attack dogs and paid actors where you talk, say then get it because some people say they pay them. Those people now wouldn't pay. Based on the goodwill and the public acceptability of your candidates, he ought to have a few people who could stand in the position to always represent him to talk, so that a Peter Obi will not be the one to respond to a Kenneth Okonkwo
that will come.
Okay, think it will come with time.
I know it will come, not think. I know so.
Okay. All right, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. All right. Tiwa, are you done, please? Let me bring in the flagship.
Yeah, it's okay. Bring in the flagship.
The flagship, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Precious. How are you today?
I'm very well. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Mr. Danjuma, how are you? And good evening. Dr. Katch, is always a pleasure meeting you, listening to you, and hearing you analyze the political situation that's going on in our country. Um, a few days ago, Daniel Boala gave an interview, which to me was very revealing, but at the same time very concerning. And he said that all Nigerians are free to group themselves together, approach the authorities to approve weaponry for them to defend themselves against any oppression or attacks if they feel so. And that made me think and want to ask, could it be what the Fulani herdsmen are doing, that they are free to walk around with automatic assault rifles with no fear of who will confront them? Well, when I say who, I mean the authorities, that the police or the military are not able to confront them and stop them from brandishing these weapons openly in public as they escort their cows. Is this a provision in the law that is not known to the everyday Nigerians, or that the Fulani herdsmen are taking advantage of?
No, there is nothing in the law that preaches so. The problem with the Fulani herdsmen is new. The new problem is as a consequence of crisis across West Africa. It started in 2010 in Equatorial Guinea. There was a fight between the Fulani and the indigenous people. The Fulani now ran from there to Benue State. By 2015, the crisis had gone to Mali. In central Mali, there's crisis between Fulanese and the Dogons in central Mali. Same problem. So it became a Fulani crisis across the Sahel. And finally, it's come to Nigeria. But the Nigerian government, despite all the information, all the expos, did nothing to prepare for it. So instead, the government of Buhari became sympathetic to the Fulanese who were being driven from several war lands due to ongoing wars in Central African Republic, in Mali, in Burkina Faso, and other places between the indigenous people and the Fulanese. And Buhari then, in the feat of trying to accommodate them, the refugees, said there should be free entry for all those Fulanis from all over West Africa into Nigeria. They don't need visa, they should come in. And they came. Now we don't have space for them. That's why you see them now fighting to kill Nigerians, to take even land, to gain space. This is the problem we've had. And because at that time you had Buhari, who was in power, he made laws, he even took our guns and only allowed the Fulanis who were coming in to hold guns. And of course, you know what a man with a gun can do. Over time, they started using the guns they have to organize themselves into militia groups to now seek land by force. And to get it, you have to kill the people who stay on the land. This is where we are now. Tinubu has come to power. He has shown an inability to deal with this crisis. Some claim he's afraid. Some say he's playing politics. I think he's incompetent. So now that we are here, we are grateful that Americans have come to checkmate this crisis that our government could not arrest. All I will tell you and other Nigerians is do not lose hope. Despair is not an option. We have a serious crisis on our hand, very serious security crisis. You have people from different parts of the world trying to come to our country. And whatever Buhari thought that he could use that policy to suddenly make them become the largest single ethnic group in Nigeria, it has failed. It has failed. That's not gonna let them go
Wait,
back to
wait,
their
sir.
country.
Are you insinuating that the former President Buhari been one you style make Fulani to be the largest ethnic group for Nigeria?
Yes, by
Eh?
inviting them to come from all over the world into Nigeria was the essence. That's what he
Eh?
did. And yes, that was the plan. That's why you saw him then trying to put them in every local government across the country. That's why you saw them then try to organize a Ministry of Livestock Affairs and to be able to put the Fulanis everywhere. That was why you saw Buhari's touted but rejected grazing reserve arrangement was to put grazing reserves in every single local government there is in Nigeria, every single state there was in Nigeria. What's the essence of such distributions of population? Why? No, they were just trying. It was just a demographic alteration scheme. Very wrong of Buhari. It failed. And that's why you saw when they couldn't get land, they now devised a strategy of trying to use violence to ethnically cleanse people of their land, take the land by force, while the government lose the other way. That's why I blame the army. That's why I curse General Buratai. Is the person that Buhari used then. Very sad. But look at where we are now. Our armed forces are destroyed because they delve into ethnic protection of a private ethnic militia, the Fulani militia in this case. That's why they lost. So don't tell me a general said anything. They don't say nothing. They are liars. Because we don't trust their words, that's why the country is in this mess. Because they are willing to listen to the voice of politicians. No, their oath is to the Constitution. Their oath is not to the politician. And that's why we got it wrong. Look at where we are now.
All right.
So in the light of Daniel Boala's statement, all Nigerians are free to defend themselves. These Fulani herdsmen are everywhere with AK-47 and they can use it at will. But the people have to defend themselves. The question
Yes.
is, with what? If Daniel Boala says you are free to defend yourself, but you have to go get approval for the kind of weapon that you would use to defend yourself. My
Okay,
question,
let me give you a free expo. Which is your local government? Tell me your local government.
my local government is Uvie in
Okay.
Delta State here.
I understand. I want to tell you now in Ovie, the people there in Ovie are contributing, I think it's 15 militia to the local vigilante. The governors have procured AK-47s for them and other, I think that automatic weapon, the new pump action they are having now is a gun that can fire 8 automatic bullets before reloading. That is happening at Uvia. Okay, you're talking, you are that is going on right now. But that's why the president is now asking that the National Assembly expedites action in announcing that the state police is now official. A lot of the states are ready. Your area is ready. The local vigilantes are ready. What we now seek is an enabling law. It's like looking at Amoteku. Amoteku is ready. The difference between Amoteku and IPOB was that Amoteku had an enabling legislation that allowed it to operate the way it did. But of course, Amoteku had a problem because there were protests by the Fulani patrons that we shouldn't do that as a reaction. But they too don't have a way to control their militia. So the only way for us to feel secured and free is that we go forward and arm the young people, all of them with appropriate weapons so as to have them protect their indigenous ancestral lands.
All right, the flagship, are you done? Is that, would that be all your question? Will that be all from you, the flagship? MC, let me let you jump in. Go ahead.
Precious, sorry, I got muted. I don't know how.
Okay.
Dr. Katch, I was going to say there are reports of the Nigerian military disarming local vigilantes and
Exactly.
citizens
Like
who
in the
have
southeast.
arms.
Mhm.
Why
No,
is this
that
allowed?
is true. No, the military is no more doing that again. That was before. They are not
But
doing
Dr.
it
Katch,
now.
recently the military been there the whole of southeast. So they talk say
Recently,
they raid a lot of places for the southeast now.
even in my
Yeah.
state, Delta State,
Uh-huh.
there are
Yeah,
reports of
listen,
that.
in Delta, the ratings are because in Delta we've had series of crises from the areas around Osoro, areas around Isoko, and because of that, we have issues at Ozara and the rest of the places. The people are what you call aware. The people today are so alert that anything that happens, they respond to them very well. Yes, a lot of these people are afraid, but I can tell you, every autonomous community are now being asked to bring 15 vigilantes. Because with that 15 vigilantes, all of them carry guns. I have seen the guns. I've inspected the guns. The president is now urging the National Assembly to make that legal pronounce of state police. The new Inspector General of Police have been given that duty to promote the idea of a transition to a state police, and I believe he's on the same page currently with the government. You see, since the US people came, a lot is happening. But of course, it is true, it is right to also remind people that the old people who we see as sponsors and protectors of these people are still here with us. So our success will depend on how much we're able to defeat them in their procrastinations meant
So,
to stop us from going where we're going to.
well, thank you for that expo and a little insight. But here's my last question to you. What is the delay in the National Assembly, and why is the IG not speeding this up, considering the speed at which the other bills or requests from the
Well, you need to
presidency?
understand that the country has the people you are talking of. Tinubu is president, but Tinubu is president replacing Buhari. While Buhari was in power, Buhari ruled with a caucus that believed and promoted this militiamen. Tinubu had become president, but those that members of that caucus that supported and promoted these militiamen that were in Buhari's administration, a lot of them are still in this government. So no matter what you say, they know what to do. They know how they are fighting to stop us going full blast against the militias. And we are making headway every day to make sure we get our people safe. And the only way our people can be safe is when we arm them. I can tell you, Imo State, for instance, is a state where, despite the readiness of the state police people to go into action, we hear problems in places like last week, places like areas in Owerri. Eziobodo is one of them, and then Ihiagwa is another one. It's very, very bad, but I can assure you that such issues, whenever they occur, just like the ones you saw in Kwara, they are arrested with time, where people are organized. I saw it happen on the way to Aba, the Ngokwala axis, it was arrested. And now this one we hear at Ihiagwa has also been arrested. So This crisis will continue to disturb us. We're not going to solve one and then think everything is gone. No, we have clear and present new dangerous trends. And whether you like it or not, don't listen, don't ever go to bed believing what the soldiers tell you. They tell you there is no cell in the southwest of Nigeria. It's not true. The cells of these people are so small and so well controlled. The army don't know, even when the army know, they will not say, because that means they will, what were they doing if such things happen? But here, we don't arrest cells or bust cells. We only react when we see actual life killing in the fields. Whatever it is, I'll tell Nigerians, I condemn this government and its slowness, but I will tell Nigerians that I've seen a lot of movement on the ground to give me some quality of confidence that these things will be dealing with them head on from now.
Thank you, Dr. Katch. I appreciate it.
Let's have you, MC. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, hello, Precious. Good evening, and good evening, Dr. Katch, Tiwada Juma, and the viewers. Yeah. First of all, the first question: in all of this, what you just concluded now, where are the police? The police, because I know, for me, because where I am now, I know military are meant to be kept in barrack and used in outside the wars, or when you're going out, fight wars outside. The police are the one to police the country, every each and corners of the country. In all of this, because from all your analysis, I didn't hear you mention the police at all. It's just the military. Military, there's military that are doing raiding.
Yes.
Where are the police? What
I
are they
didn't
doing?
mention the police because the police was the first casualty in the local instruction of do not engage. The police were the ones who were told do not engage, because the crisis by the Fulani militia is actually something that the police should attack head on. But no, the police were asked not to engage with the Fulani in any of the community. They should just not take sides in such disputes. That was why we now escalated our demands to what about the army? It was when we later now saw that the army, not only were they staying passive, claiming that they were told not to engage, we also saw some soldiers who were complicit. They weren't complicit through complacency, no. They were complicit by actively aiding and participating in the operations of the militias. The government in itself is complacent, but there were soldier units under Buhari's administration that were actually purposed to help these Fulani people. They were called the ranching units. How can an army have ranching units? When did we become an army for cow people? I mean, that was all just the strategy to confuse the world in creating an impression that the crisis was based on farmers, headers, each clash. It was never, there was nothing like a farmers, headers clash. It was just a purposely organized arrangement by the Fulani leadership looking for land to resettle those refugees, which they couldn't get. And as a way to get the land violently, forcefully, they now embrace ethnic cleansing as a strategy to gain land. And that's what got the world and the rest of the country interested in what's going on, by the way. What the heck is going on? And that's what brought us here.
Okay. Uh, the second question is this. Yeah. I've been following the issue going on in Nigeria now for the past months now. The country has celebrities. Yeah, there are celebrities in this country, and the recently beheaded issue in Oyo State and everything. And in one side, I don't want to say what are the Nigerians doing,
It's as if they take this thing as a normal thing. It's like it's a norm. It's a normal thing for them. You know, I have not seen the celebrities come out to say, condemn these things or condemn the current administrations or say these things are wrong. Like, you see, where we are now, you see, when some things are going wrong, everybody is talking. The celebrities are out there talking as well, but using their platform to call this way. But I have not seen any, rather, the celebrities, it look as if they are even distracting Nigerians with some of the things they do or some of the stuff instead of holding the administration account, coming out, seeing how the country can move forward and all that. But I've not seen those things as well. And the second one again, I also come across headlines today as well again that the current administration, the president, saying that there are some cabals planning to kill him over economic policies. If you can elaborate on that before I will bring in the other questions again.
All right. So, Dr.
And
Katch, please, while you're trying to respond to that, let me quickly take this caller. He's been on the line. 110%, please go ahead.
Hi.
Yes,
So
please.
the point I wanted to ask the chief in the middle. I
Dr.
beg,
Katch.
how can Dr. Katch? I'm sorry, Dr. Katch. All right. How can we be of support? What would be your advice to Nigerian youth right now? I know how you come, but for some of these youth, we kind of, a lot of them, their mindset is so messed up where they don't know where to stand, where to go. You understand? And from waiting, I hear you talk. You understand? Waiting will be your advice to our youth now. We want to make up where they want really stand. But in terms of the election, in terms of defense, you understand? And then any other waiting will be your advice, I beg to us.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Dr. Katch, while you respond to MC's question, if you can also respond to his.
One, I'll tell you about the youth. The youths are doing very well. What we have now is the first generation of youths that got richer than their parents during their lifetime. And wealth brings a man into a lot of position. The youth are the ones now asking the questions. They're doing excellently, very, very well. The youth are the ones driving the reforms. They're the ones forming the organic structure around the obedient movement. They are the ones making the demands. The youths are simply using Peter Obi as a mascot for their movement. They are the ones doing this. And they've been using different forums to let their voice be heard. So it's the elderly people that are the ones trying to stop what the youths are doing from coming to fruition. So that's a war in the country. It's a war between the youths and the old people. And you see those old people, they also hire some hungry youths and tell them to go on the street and cause nonsense and confusion. But of course, some of the intelligent youths are resilient and are doing very well. The issue of celebrities, why they don't talk. Celebrities are human beings, celebrated citizens of the country, like Shoyinka. Shoyinka failed because of Shoyinka's humanity came into question and his humanity gave way. We are all humans. There are things that will happen and that will get weak. Some celebrities who think about tribal sentiments, tribal affiliations, because of tribe is my own man, my ethnicity man, 9B president. So I don't want to criticize him. Remember what Erufai and Co told us that no, that it's not good for a Muslim to challenge the actions of a Muslim leader, a Muslim president. So Muslims should not protest against Erufai. So they could also not tell you, no, it's not good though for Yorubas to be against a Yoruba president, even if it's evil, as you were hearing. So such issues, but I can tell you that the biggest problem is that of fear. Fear is the reason why most celebrities, embrace what are they called docility as a strategy. Nigerians have become too docile. That's why the country has gone very bad. Me that has been outspoken, I wouldn't tell you it's been easy. It comes at a cost. I have friends at the very, very top who are governors. Tinubu is my own friend. But we can't agree to with each other at this period because I criticize his government. Yes, that's how it is. A lot of people in government are my personal one-on-one friends. Some I went to school with, some I've been friends with while we're in the same party. But then that's also this issue. But you see, for the sake of country, because I understand what we're going to, look at this current season. A lot of people in the APC also teamed up in bringing about the new legislations that has now gone against them. That's, can't you see that? Most people will support something believing, it's okay to support as a party man. But you can see what has happened now. Everybody's in this mess. Everybody is complaining right now politically about the way the country is. So they didn't want to offend the big man. They went along with the plot just to protect the big man. No votes, consensus. That consensus has damaged the party. Before, if there was competition, there will be consultations. You will see things like money will be flowing everywhere because people will be doing publishing, advertising, people will buy cars, people will do branding of vehicles, people will get into printing, printers will make money. But today, nothing is happening because people were deceived into walking a path that also blocks their own progress. But then, as I said earlier, the last time this kind of thing happened was in 1998. Abacha tried to be the only man, which we're not seeing. We know how it ended. So let's fold our hands and watch. What I know is what's going on now is not sustainable. Now it's not. It's not sustainable. So I think if it's about fear, yes, fear is real in the country. Fear is the reason why most people are docile. They don't want to confront the authorities. So whether you're a celebrity or not, so what? Could be a celebrity who's hungry. Look at take for instance Kenneth Okonkwo. That's a celebrity. It's a celebrated. But look at how just because of money he got from Atiku when he had this issue of house rent, Peter Obi promised him, I'll bring money for a flat. He said no, he wanted duplex. Atiku gave him money for also a flat. And he started abusing Peter Obi. But see how he has overdone it? He has lost focus. He can't even, he's from Enugu State. He doesn't speak for the people of the East when he says, no, only a Northerner can win election. No Igbo man can win, no Yoruba man can win, only a flat. How can you be saying that? Kenneth lacks depth. He's empty. That's madness. That's what the democracy has become. So the challenge is widespread. The challenge is big. Don't ask questions. What do the celebrities do? Take a celebrity like
NEPA don't take lights. Sorry, sir. Hey, I was going to ask that question because Oga Kenneth Okonkwo will come out now and say, in case he refutes this and says, oh, T.Y. Danjumon, they hear him. See, now house rent cost trouble like this.
Okay, he's back. He's back.
Well,
sir, I beg, I was going to say something. How about if Kenneth Okonkwo comes now and says that is a lie? There was no time he was asked to pay anything that's got to do with house rent and all that. I mean, this is the second time you're saying this year.
Listen, I am not telling you, I'm only speaking for the benefit of those who know what the internal crisis is.
Okay.
I am not, Kenneth can take me to court if I'm lying. That's what causes trouble. So it's it's not like Peter refused to help. Peter agreed to help. But what Peter brought would have gotten a flat, and that's writing. So he went elsewhere looking for something else. He ran into Atiku, and as they say, the rest is history. And it is wrong. But that also shows you he's not only celebrity currently in trouble. What about what's that man's name? Desmond Elliott. That's also a celebrated filmmaker. What happened? He's having problems. Also, these celebrities don't end up well when they get to businesses they don't understand, like politics. Politics is a long-term business. You can get in there and you just get messy. They will use you and throw you away and move on to other things. So it's a business done with brain. It's not just because you want to talk, then you want to fight Peter Obi. What for who? What did Peter do you? So let's just take it easy.
Okay,
Oh,
sir. I'm saying
that,
you on.
no. You did answer the other question, which I said there was a news I come across that Tinubu said he named some suspected Kaba are plotting to kill him over economic policy. And again, if you can elaborate on this Fubara issue, withdrawing from the APC primaries election, what can you tell us more? If you can tell us more about that, if you know something about it as well, please.
One thing I can tell you about the withdrawal from the APC was very simple. Fubara withdrew from the APC process because his people were not screened. So if when your people are not given clearance, it doesn't really make sense for you to go alone and have nobody to protect you. But then,
Yeah.
as I can tell you, in line with the ruling today by the court, in reply to the motion brought about by the YPP, let us see what's going on in Rivers. You know, in politics, a week is a very long time. So let us watch what's going on. It's
Okay.
possible that Fubara, since a lot of his acolytes and followers have rushed to NTC, that they might use MDC, but in what form, we don't know. So let's keep watching. I like to look at the full country. For me, nothing has been ended. What you're only having are just some acrobatics and the revelation of designs by some people to perpetuate themselves, not through competition, but by outrightly arranging to disqualify the competition. I think that's wrong. Disqualifying the competition and then having yourself declared winner. That's nothing sportsmanly about that. So let us continue to fight and work to make sure that we better correct and also defeat any of those negative protocols that are done to exclude other people from being part of the competition.
Somebody did
Okay.
ask a question. Okay, sir. Somebody did ask that now. So, what should the youth do or start doing to the old people since the fight is between the youth, and it looks more like the fight is now between the youth and the old politicians, as it were.
Well, the strategy is, as we have seen it to be, the youths have to be far more intelligent in their ways because the old people don't want to go. So even though the only way the youth can legally take over is through honest contests, but the old people don't even want contests. They are blocking everything. They just want to stop it. Even so, this is the problem. The youth have to do more. Nothing is impossible.
So they have to get
Okay,
involved.
but they're already involved. They are the drivers of what's going on. They are the masters of the organic structures. They are doing things. So the fact that some of them get taken away, promised money, those things don't make sense. A man promises you something small. What is that? Then he gives you penny. Yeah, but his children are the ones they are now bringing back. Did you see that? They brought back their children to now become members of our House of. Look at Wike putting his son member House of Rep. Did you see that? So it's everywhere. Sue Mahi doing the same thing with his son on the local government system. Look at that. It's all over the place. So let us be careful. Let us be careful.
All right, sir. But very quickly, I would like to take a reaction on some stories where be say they happen, especially waiting in be say Oga go on talk for inside in book where be say right when they talk about Ujuku frustrating every peace effort on Aburi Accord. Would you like to
Do you know
react?
what he means by peace effort? What Ojuku was saying is keep to the agreement in Aburi. So him to make peace, he had to cancel a lot of the things. So it is better that he has started talking, so that those things he say can also be interrogated by other people. This is a good thing. I'm happy they told him talk, talk, talk. He's now started talking. His opening speech. I read that this morning that the other people refuse all peace efforts. So what is the peace effort? Is it peace efforts after the negotiations and agreement in Aburi? Or is it the peace effort of what he trying now to change? That's just the issue. What was done in Aburi is the agreement. You come to Nigeria, you implement it. What is now saying that he came to Nigeria and started bringing new conditions for implementation or for peace, and then the other people said, no, implement what was agreed in Aburi. So those things don't make sense. Those things don't make sense.
Okay, MC, are you guys are you done?
Yeah, he still did not answer the other last question I
Waiting
asked.
be the like you know say
Which
your
is,
question they come like they come like
Precious, please allow me
term
to speak
paper.
now. Allow
No
me to
what's
vex.
your
speak.
question, please? What's the
Go
Yeah,
question?
ahead.
yeah. It was about the Tinubu saying that they are plotting to kill him over the economic policies.
What I would tell you is forget that.
Okay,
People plot
okay,
to, the reason they are plotting to kill him has nothing to do with economic policies. It
okay.
has everything to do with his nepotism.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Okay, that's why I was asking.
The problem, the reason why they want to kill him is nepotism, nothing else.
Okay, okay.
He excludes them from power, and him being a transactional politician thinks that he has settled them. And as he rightly told Council of Elders that he bought the presidency with his money. So we now believe he's acting in line with that which he told the public. That these people no agree make I take, I
Uh,
pay. I took the thing off them, I paid them money. So as they pay them money, they have no right to come back to me to now ask me to share them into government when already have paid them off. This is just basically why they are fighting him. He's not talking to fools. We know why they are fighting him. They are fighting him because all of them togetherly went and stole something. And when they stole it, as thieves, they have to sit down and share it. But no, Tinubu tell them say they no follow. And they are not happy to be told that they don't follow. Why? As he rightly stated before, he paid them off. They wanted money. Instead of trusting him with power as a party man, they insisted on him giving them money to buy their inputs. And that's what happened. So he's saying, because you sold your input to me at a cost, I cannot recognize you and price you in to power sharing. You're not. So the reason for the fight. So telling me what economic policy, it got nothing to do with economic policy. Nothing to do with that.
because I wanted you to clear that as well. So, like these people now, can we not name this? Can they not name these people for us so we know these people that committed this atrocity that robbed Nigerians of their dignity
We
and
know the
everything?
people. We know the people. We know them. They are the
But if we
same
be
people use. Listen, we know the people.
okay,
They are the same, we know the people. They've been in power for a very long time. And as Tinubu has come to power, Tinubu seems to have not carried them along, so they believe. And that's why they are doing this. So if you want to know, just look at those in power in the immediate past. Look at those that he also fighting, taking some of them to court, taking some of them to EFCC. We know the people. You heard what they said, that they plan to kill him during the coup. They even plan to gain access into Villa just to take him and kill him. So he knows the people who are fighting him. They are not, it's not rocket science. They're not from the moon. They are
it's
the
all right.
people that he had arrangement with before he came to presidency. But as he became president, he cut them off, and they are not happy. To them, the money Tinubu gave them is just what they will call a gorge, which should be normal. To them, to Tinubu, that thing is more than a gorge. That they took the payment for their work and contribution, and so he's not going to carry them along anymore in government. And that's why there is fight. They believe the money they gave him that they collected from Tinubu is cola money. Tinubu says it's not cola money, that he has paid them off. And they refuse. And then we have fights. Don't pretend like there's anything new.
That's why they're sharing our country. Sorry, sir. Let me quickly take this call. Good evening and welcome, please. Go ahead. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, please. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you.
My name is Chips from
there's a
just
lot of
1
noise
second.
where you are.
My question is, I listen to Asari Dokubo talking about Peter Obi. I want to ask Dr. Katch, what is Mr. Peter Obi doing about this? Because really, I'm not happy in that manner.
Which of the talks of Asari Dokubo are you talking about?
If I'm Obi's children, I'll be worried that such the one he said, all right. So if I'm Obi's children, I'll be worried.
The one he said that Obi does drugs.
Because what he is, tomorrow I may come out. Yeah. So I want to know how, what Mr. Peter Obi is saying about that. Because let them, each time they say leave them to talk, it doesn't do anything. But it's destroying if it's not destroying Obi, his children, because this is the time of the internet. You never forget.
Thank you.
One day they will come out and they hear this. So I want to hear what Mr. Katch think about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Katch, he said Asari Dokubo, one man from River State, one state like that, they call River State, that he had said in the past, he made all sorts of accusations against Peter Obi, saying that Peter Obi is into drugs, and there was a lady one time, I'm sure you would have seen that video. He said, waiting Peter Obi, waiting you'd advise Peter Obi to do about him. Because if life, basically they try to say if life fester for too long, it will become truth, especially because of Peter Obi children. Make tomorrow they not come up and people say, oh, you want a papa na drug baron.
Me, Katch, I worked as Peter Obi special advisor on public affairs during the issue. So I know how we handled a lot of these things. People will call me and I said, leave them alone. There was something I told Peter when at the beginning people started abusing people in Lagos. We didn't know them. Like they even say that they will burn the shrine, they will attack Femi Kuti. Peter was apologizing. I told him, I said, you don't have the ability to apologize for everything these people do. It's an organic structure. We don't know these people. So anything they say, you have no right to pretend like you have an obligation to go and apologize to the people. Leave them alone. Let them be talking. My dear, this talk is not bad, though. And some of it is just promotion. Please let them be talking about Peter. I beg you. We're not going to stop them from talking. Those who don't talk about Peter, we can even find a way to send them money so they can start talking about Peter. I beg you. It's a strategy for them to keep talking about him. I beg, making I leave this. If we can even pay some small groups, maybe they talk more, maybe they talk lie. Anything where they lie, maybe they talk. The more people talk about you, the better. I beg you. We're not worried about these things. Get used to it. We're very used to it. I beg you.
All right. Okay. Okay. Would that be all?
Just one quick question.
Okay.
Dr. Katch, there are two things that you just said now. One, that Tinubu told some of his detractors that he paid them off. He bought the presidency. So he has paid them off. And he has nothing to do with them. I think there was something like that too. He told Wike soon after he won. And then we also know that he did say that, political power is not served a la carte. You have to snatch it, grab it, run with it. Now, so that gives the impression, that he didn't win. I mean, that's him saying he didn't win, that he stole it. So why obedience and, not really cashing on that, to drum it in the ears of people who keep saying, oh, he won, he won, in spite of not minding whatever the court have said. We know that the court is no longer the temple of justice that it used to be, is desecrated.
These things, there's
You
a
see,
way you
that's
talk
where my
about
point
it.
of media strategy comes
They,
in.
they
But
don't make sense. There are things that if you talk from now till tomorrow, the people who you're talking to who don't want to take your words will remind you that even if what you're saying is true, that look at what the courts have decided. That and so we're bound to accept, in the political space, it is agreed that no matter what you think happened in the back alley, what the courts describe and make a pronouncement that all of us in the political space are bound to respectfully accept what the courts have said and move on for the sake of peace and the Nigerian project. And that's what is exactly, I believe, happened. Peter understands that, yes, and also those followers understand, yes, they could know about the truth that Peter won, but the state used his hand to do what he did and said there was a glitch, wrote a new result, and then gave the thing to Tinubu. The fact that Tinubu is now coming to talk openly about how he now used money to buy the something when nobody agreed, yeah, that's what they did. It is money that got them to rewrite the result. It is money that got them to sell the power, the presence to him. If he confesses and it becomes a reason why to all of them fight in the streets, it does not mean that we can overturn it. No. We can only learn about it like you're speaking about it now as a fact of history. Then try to make sure that next time we do better to defeat that being the outcome, which is them holding power. There are things we could have done if we had gotten the youth on the street that day. If we had asked them to stay on and don't leave the polling booths until their results are counted and announced in line with how they knew they voted. But you see, when we become divided, things like that can. And when the state shows its teeth as being ready to kill, sometimes leaders become afraid that should they continue to urge the youth on, youth could simply become sacrificial lamb on a slab that politicians don't care. They will kill just to have power. Buhari did it. In Lagos at the toll gate, he killed severally so he can keep power. And you can see how he himself ended. It didn't last long. The minute he finished his presidency, he was called to come and explain how he served Nigeria, and that's how he left. So let us understand, no matter what we do, there is an end day. Everybody will go and answer for how they have served. So what I would say is the youths are doing very well, and we must not stop to commend their efforts. They are doing well. They will find a way. The youths are the ones that will save Nigeria, no one else.
all right. So somebody said I should ask you if a new president can probe INEC and those that participated actively to rig election. Is that
Yes,
okay?
yes. A president can do that. And just sometimes presidents don't want to visit the past because some of the people who rigged the election in the past may be working with them presently. So those are the things you have to do. And A lot goes on in this country that are wrong. A lot of these politicians just crisscross from party to party. They are part and parcel of some evil that has happened in this society. Sometimes we keep quiet just for the sake of peace, not that we don't know that the people we're talking to are also masterminds of evil and terrorism.
Okay. All right, Nigerians. I hope that will be all from everyone, every panelist here.
Precious, thank you very much.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
I have a
Thank
quick
you.
question for Dr. Katch, please.
Okay. All right. Then.
Dr. Katch, again, I want to thank you for your time. I know it's late where you are.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your patience and taking these questions. I have two short questions. The first one you don't have to respond to, but you can if you want to. Considering the relationship between Governor Peter Obi and Kenneth Okonkwo in the past, do you think that the governor would have any space in the inn for Kenneth should he return like a prodigal son to the NDC? And my second question is, I'm trying to understand the mindset of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in this stunt that he's trying to pull. Word on the streets is having it that he's being recruited unknowingly as a spoiler in the South to take or split the votes that would have come to Governor Obi and Kwankwaso. In 2015, President Goodluck did say that the no blood of any Nigerian deserves a struggle for a seat when that election was
That his
conducted.
ambition is not worth the blood of any
It's not
Nigerian.
worth the blood of
Precisely.
any Nigerian. Does he think now that this move he's trying to make is not going to overturn that great statement that he made in 2015 and put him in a position where he would have to eat his own words? I'm trying to make sense of what his mindset is like and why he's even considering making this move at this time.
I will want to tell you that it is wrong for me and you to speculate about what Goodluck Jonathan wants. I am aware that some acrobats want to use him. There's nothing wrong with them trying. What will be wrong is us also foolishly clapping along. We have done well to start telling him, as members of the public and soldiers of the Jonathanian army, that he has no role now. The only role he can now play is support. He doesn't have the momentum. The youth don't want him. The youth are following Peter. But that does not say that Jonathan does not have rights. All ambitions are legitimate. And Jonathan has legitimate reasons. Even if because he was convinced by somebody, or as you people say, he's being used by some, acrobats to play puppeteer for their intentions. Well, we will know. In Nigeria, nothing gets hidden. Very soon, the puppet masters will be exposed because they will also be required to go to public and say the reasons why they want him out. I will advise people to please ignore the things you're hearing about Goodluck. I don't think it will ever come to fruition. I think these are acts of desperation. I believe they will come to nothing. I don't want to really drag it too much because I know how it works. The minute you start composing, it's like Sheyi Makinde. It's easy to say, I want to run for president. The problem is when you want to start composing a team and people tell you, oh, God, leave this thing, then you just leave it alone. So I think people should just let President Goodluck be. I beg you. People should leave that. Whoever is trying to use his name, just ignore them. When they get tired, they'll come and join us to rest. That's my best on this issue. Please. It is not worthy of us burning energy on. Goodluck does not have the momentum. If people want to draft him, they have their own reasons. And I want to beg Nigerians to please ignore those trying to deceive my organ, please leave it alone. It's not real, and we will not take it seriously.
But you say it's not real, but you see him considering making statements that
I have
matter.
told you it is not real. Forget those statements. Statements are easy to be made. It is when reality faces you that you will then sit down and call for meeting and say, bet. Leave those things. It's not going to work. On what platform? On what party?
Right.
Where? How? That's not now. The PDP doesn't exist. And
I
either
was
Wike's
actually
side
going to mention that it was
or
actually Turaki's PDP, which
it's
and
not
Wike is
going to just
paying
forget
claims to
about it.
PDP too.
It's not going to work. What both Puraki's PDP and Wike's PDP are all off. After the court
Because
Supreme
all
Court
Wike allies,
pronouncement,
he carried them go APC to contest because he
of
knows that the
course,
PDP
because
says
they
nothing will happen.
know the truth about the Supreme Court pronouncement. Leave Turaki them alone. These things are not working. If anybody has been successful in getting good luck, and you want to use him in their game, all I can tell them is success. Congratulations that you got Oga to wake up midnight and start to follow you to do this kind of nonsense joke. By early morning, sleep will carry them. They won't even wake up when people want to find out what's going on. Hey, leave these people alone. I beg you. By early morning, they will be so asleep. If you call them what's going on, they won't even remember what happened the previous day. Leave these elderly people alone. I beg you, leave them alone.
Thank you, Dr. Katch. Yeah, I appreciate
God.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Katch. I appreciate you. And it's been a pleasure to have everyone on this platform today, as usual. Thank you so much. Dr. Katch, we can't thank you enough. As I talk, your reward day on earth, day for heaven. You go to
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let's make this happen next week, Thursday again. And hope, say, this effort will they put in by 2027, it go yield the result. Because a lot of people, they feel, say, this 2027 election should be a do or die, a make or break situation for Nigerians. People, they talk, say, only God know what's in the country go be like if this present scenario and administration continue for 2027. Me, I don't know what it could be. I don't know whether I don't file your taxes, sir. I don't know if you're feeling that taxing filing. Are you feeling it for yourself and your businesses? You feel them? So
I pay tax every day. Nigeria is direct taxation. Everything is Nigeria is everything is direct. They don't wait for tomorrow. You pay, even my town people, my village people, they pay tax every day to them. But nobody will pay tax. So not even the policeman will collect his own directly. Once you have contact, okay, make you Roger boys now. You go pay tax. Direct taxation and they reign here.
Can I say something quickly?
Okay.
Sorry. You know, there was a video going around. One policeman. I come across that video today. That he was threatening that any Nigerians that bring out his phone to video him,
He's
he
on
will
my
shoot
update. He's on my update. Is enough. I want to close. Make on a go do my updates.
It was on it's on your update.
I
Okay.
will do updates after this show. I beg. Thank you. Now wait to make I won't close so that I can do like 10, 20, 30 minutes updates before I close.
Okay, no
Thank
problem,
you.
man. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate you guys. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah.
Kat. God bless you. Thank you,
Yeah.
the flagship. I appreciate you. MC, thank you.
Thank
T.Y.
you.
Danjuma, thank you, sir. Always a pleasure to have all of you join us here. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Dr. Katch, God bless you and your family. And we hope
Thank you very
our
much.
efforts good day rewarded for Nigeria to better. Thank you so much. Nigerians, don't leave me yet. No, don't leave me. Don't leave me yet. Okay, so I'm not gonna just hold on there. I'm coming back live again in the next couple of seconds for me to give an update. And I get to hear all the news we don't happen for Nigeria now. Guess what? They don't free Justice Crack. He's finally out. And I'll let you in on all that details. That's why I'm here to give you updates. I've not given updates and I'm here to do that. But if you've not liked the show, please make sure you do it. It be like, I won't make a just a beg on a man they like and like. You just like me to be begging you. I'll be, oh yeah, go and like it now. Go and like it. I don't even wink you join. Did I do it well? So go and like, share, and please make sure that more and more people see these videos. Please kindly like, share, and make more and more people they see this video. I love you guys so much. Protect your mental health. I see you again, God willing, in the next couple of seconds. We could just take a break very quickly, and we'll come back to join you very shortly. Thank you.